part 2. Krishna, why so blue? Welcome back to Metaphysical Thursday here, May Day 2014. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. We're talking to Stephen from Texas about what he can do pre- and post-surgery. Stephen, are you still with me?
Yes.
All right, so here's the deal. You want to strengthen the immune system. The immune system is made from protein, so you want to be eating 50% of everything that you eat between now and, the date of surgery should be protein. And you should add to your longevity supplement armamentarium HGH Youth Complex.
Okay.
Take 12 a day. Take 6 before bed and 6 first thing in the morning. HGH Youth Complex. I want you to do that for about 7 days before the operation and 7 days after the operation. I also want you to start the killer biotic 2 days before the surgery and continue the killer biotic for 5 days after the surgery. And I want you to do 3 caps 3 times a day with meals. 3 caps 3 times a day with meals. And the last thing is a homeopathic solution here of a homeopathic medicine called Bellis perennis. That's B like baby, E, L-L-E, N like Nancy, I-S. Bellis, second word perennis, P like Peter, E-R-R-E, N like Nancy, I-S. Bellis perennis. It's a homeopathic medicine. I'd like you to get it in the 200C or the 200CK strength. And starting immediately when you come out of surgery, when you wake up, or if they just give you a local, I don't know what they're going to do, but as soon as you can after the surgery, you want to pop 2 of the pellets of Bellis perennis in your mouth and suck on them like a Tic Tac. 2 pellets immediately, suck on them like a Tic Tac. And then I want you to get an 8-ounce bottle of water. I want you to fill it up with distilled water, and put 2 pellets of the Bellis perennis in it. Put 2 pellets of the Bellis perennis in it. Once you've put the 2 pellets of the homeopathic medicine into the distilled water, you put the top on the bottle and pound the bottle 100 times on a thick book like a Yellow Pages. You can do this before the surgical procedure. So you make this liquid solution before you go in for surgery, stick it in the fridge. 2 pellets of Bellis perennis in 8 ounces of water, smack it 100 times on a thick book, and then put it in the fridge. When you get home, I want you to do 2 pellets of the Bellis perennis from the homeopathic tube first thing in the morning, and then I want you to do 1 liquid dose from the liquid that you've made 3 times a day. And here's how you take a liquid dose. You take the bottle out of the fridge, you pound it 10 times on a thick book, and you take a swig. You swish it around in your mouth, and then you swallow it, and then you put it back in the fridge. You do that 3 times a day. Take it out of the fridge, smack it 10 times, take a swig. About a tablespoon's worth, more or less, in your mouth. Swish it around and swallow it down. 2 pellets of the Bellis perennis orally, and 1 liquid dose 3 times a day for 5 days in a row after surgery. Continue the HGH Youth Complex for about 5 days post-surgery. Continue the Killer Biotic for about 5 days post-surgery. And of course, because this is a ligament and tendon issue, you're going to need to take boatloads of glucogel, either the capsules or the liquid, or both. The recommendation for the capsules is 1 cap per 10 pounds per day. And the recommendation for the liquid is 1 ounce per 50 pounds per day. And you always want to overdo it, right? Just overdo it. And if you get the liquid, use the liquid glucogel plus. Liquid glucogel plus, that's always better. Little extra calcium wouldn't hurt either. And I'm going to tell you, if you follow this program, plus, this, of course, on top of everything else that you're doing, the 90 essential nutrients, eliminate the 10 bad foods, you're going to recover in half the time. And your orthopedic surgeon will be amazed. But refuse the CT scan, okay? They're going to try to get you to do it. Just tell them you're not going to do it, all right?
Well, I'm already amazed by all this stuff anyway, so...
Well, right, and this is how, this is like a never-ending, thing, man. The knowledge base just keeps building and growing and building and growing and building and growing. So you need to take it to the next level here. You need to guard yourself against the net negative effects of what they're going to do and maximize the effectiveness of what they're going to do. Remember, the biggest locus, a vector of antibiotic-resistant bacteria is in the hospital. I mean, that's where the crap comes from.
Yeah.
So you need to be forewarned and forearmed and maximize the effectiveness of your immune system, and this is a good way to do it.
Do you have time for one more? Or?
Sure, man. Shoot.
A friend of mine, his son is a fireman, got blown off a ladder, landed on all fours. This was 3 years ago.
Ouch.
It actually, I think it pushed his meniscus out of the joint, out of the back of his knee.
You got to hate it when that happens.
The MDs have done virtually nothing, and they're just now looking at him and trying to get him some help. And I guess it's all scarred up. They could probably cut it out. But he went to the doctor the other day, and they said, we can give you a cortisone shot.
Well, you want to get him hooked up immediately with the CM cream topically.
Okay.
You want to have him put the CM cream topically, on and around the knee that's a problem. And usually CM cream given for something like that produces a noticeable, measurable, positive response in about 15 minutes. And it lasts for about 4 or 5 hours. So he can just use the CM cream liberally to help knock down the inflammation and the pain while he's nutrifying his body from the inside out. His recommendation, 1 healthy bone and joint pack, original formula. 1 healthy bone and joint pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. That's a good place to start. You're probably not going to be able to convince this guy to stop eating the 10 bad foods, but you can give it a try. Everybody needs to stop eating the 10 bad foods. And also, he should look in the yellow pages or do a computer search and see if you can find a certified rolfer. It's a massage. It's a deep tissue massage technique called rolfing, R-O-L-F, like Frank, I-N-G. Named after Ida Rolf. I've talked about it before in this show. Yeah, if you can find a certified rolfer, or if he can, and have them work on his body, that's going to go a long, long, long way towards helping. And also, don't neglect the simple solution here, or the old-fashioned stuff, which would be an Epsom salts bath. An Epsom salts bath right before bed, 1 pound of Epsom salts in a hot tub of water, may be exactly what the doctor ordered, because the magnesium in the Epsom salts should relax his muscles, ligaments, and tendons, and go a long way towards relieving the muscle tension that's associated with this illness. There's a lot he can do. He's got to nutrify his body from the inside out, keep his fingers crossed, and see what happens.
He says, now his dad says he's been walking it's like bone on bone. And
doesn't matter.
You grow the meniscus back, right?
Yeah, the MDs, of course, don't think he can, but we do it all the time. As long as there's a stem cell left, then his body's going to be able to regenerate cartilage if it has the raw materials that it needs to do that. And if it's stimulated appropriately, right? Your body needs raw materials to grow stuff. You can't just grow stuff from pixie dust, right? So, and this is why our recommendation is, look, the body does, in fact, have a point of no return. There is a point beyond which you're done. You can't fix it. But I don't know where that is. The MD certainly doesn't know where it is, and nobody knows where that is. He needs the nutrients anyway. Right. So this is like never fail fudge. It's either going to help with the presenting cartilage problem or not. But if it doesn't help with that, if the body's too far gone to fix that, this program's going to help the healthy cartilage that he has left in his body. It's going to help his mood, his energy, his weight, his appetite, and everything. So what the heck? And then he's going to be more prepared for surgery if it comes to that with a nutrified body. Man, if I had the choice of going under the knife with a nutrified body or an under-nutrified body, well, you know what I would do. So, right, this is one of the great things about holistic anything, because it's holistic. And because it's holistic, it's like never fail fudge, because it produces comprehensive results across the board that everybody needs and that everybody will benefit from and that everybody feels. And that's why longevity exists in such a hostile medical climate, you know, because it works. I mean, for goodness sake, get him to try it. He's going to love how he feels, I hope. Have him give me a call back. And why don't you give me a call back after the surgery, Stephen, with a report? I'd look forward to that.
Okay.
All right, brother, I got to move along. Thank you so much for your patience and your trust. Now go out there and get your health back. Michigan's next with Abdul. Hello, Abdul. Thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, how are you?
I'm great, Abdul, but I'll get better. Thanks for the phone call, man. What's going on?
I'm a longevity. I'm based out in Egypt, but my mother's in Michigan. She's on the line with us today. Let me run down on what we have here. She's 71 years old. She weighs 100 pounds. She's 4'11", and these are the issues that she has: pressure, arthritis, migraines. She's lactose intolerant, and one of the other big kickers is she was diagnosed and was in the hospital for congestive heart failure back in November.
I had a remarkable congestive heart failure testimonial at the convention. It was a remarkable. I hope that guy calls the radio. But in any event, and you said she weighs how much?
She weighs 120.
All right, so here's what I would do once a month for 3 months as a kind of an introductory program, right, to see if it produces results. And then if this program starts to produce results in 90 days, she's to stay with it until she's 100% better or as better as she's going to be. Oop, that's a hard break, Abdul. Stick around. I'll dial this in for you and your mom when we come back. I appreciate your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, an open mind works better than a closed mind. Open your mind to the wonders of the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Mission possible, ladies and gentlemen. We do it all the time. Your body's ability to fix itself is greater than anyone has led you to believe. Is this some miracle cure panacea, one size fits all? No, it's not. What it is, just like filtering your water, just like living in a town that has a good sewage system, just like, eating food every day, it's going to extend your lifespan. Well, when you nutrify your body appropriately, give your body the fighting chance, give your body the essential nutrients that it needs to function the way that nature intended it to. Guess what? It functions the way nature intended it to. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Let's finish it up with Abdul and his mother here. Hey, Abdul, you still with me?
I sure am, Dr. Glidden.
All right, man. So here's what we're going to do for your mom for 90 days per month. The recommendation would be one original formula healthy start pack. One original formula, healthy bone and joint pack. One original healthy bone and joint pack. Okay. 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo FX liquid. Beyond Osteo FX liquid. 1 bottle of Projoba Omega. That's Projoba Omega. 1 bottle of Projoba Omega. And 2 selenium, 2 bottles of selenium. She has congestive heart failure also, right? So 2 selenium,
yes,
1 ultimate daily caps. 1 ultimate daily caps. So let me recap here. 1 bottle of ultimate daily capsules. 2 bottles of selenium. 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo FX liquid. And 1 bottle of the original formula healthy bone and joint pack. That's what I want her to do every month. Plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. Have her take her blood pressure every day regularly and write the numbers down. We expect to see improvement there. She should expect to feel improvement in her mood, her energy, her sleep. Everything should start to brighten up at about 21 days, if not sooner. And then I would have her do the whole program for 3 months in a row, and then have the heart reevaluated and go back to the MD and see what type of objective progress she's secured. But the biggest deal here, Abdul, is to dial in for her a program that doesn't upset the apple cart, right? So when we do medical nutrition appropriately, there's no diarrhea, there's no stomach ache, there's no nothing. I mean, you just feel better. So if any side effects develop, you want to reference the webinar that I did called Optimizing the Absorption of the Supplements. Optimizing the Absorption of the Supplements, and that's available on my website for insiders. You need a subscription to view that. It's only $20 a month. You can cancel at any time. And if you use the stuff on my website that's available in a subscription form, you will grow your longevity business in lightning speed. And I hope that the gentleman that I met at the convention with the congestive heart failure will call back, because it was a remarkable testimonial, and I want him to spread it to the world. I think that's about it, Abdul. It's pretty straightforward. Any questions?
Yep, one other thing. The rheumatoid arthritis, do we need to add the killer biotic with that?
I wouldn't add the killer biotic into that program until the second month. Right, because that's going to be just too many supplements, and she needs to get used to taking so many supplements. Killer biotic's a little harsh. Dr. Wallach and I differ on this. I don't want people to take killer biotic for more than 3 months. So I would have her start with this program, see how she does. And then once she gets traction and she starts to feel better, the heart is the most important thing to help here initially. Then we can add the killer biotic downstream, and that's a great idea.
Okay. Oh. Mom, you got any questions for him?
Yeah, no questions. Great school.
All right. Well, listen.
All right, Doc.
Mission accomplished. All right. We're going to mission possible, brother. Let's check it out. Call us back with a report. I will look forward to it. How about that, folks? All the way from Egypt, because that's how we roll here. Check out the subscription. Become an insider at my website. You'll have immediate access to over 110 hours of archived health webinars. We talk about everything from acne to xenophobia. We have advice about how to grow your longevity business. We have business training. We have health training. We've got everything, man, for $20 a month. Cancel at any time. Buy a year's subscription and get 2 months free. What's better than that? Not a whole lot is better than that, except maybe perhaps winning the lottery. But even if you win the lottery, unless you've got your health, you're going to die, sucker. Check it out, fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the Become an Insider button. Live long and prosper. Mike from Colorado's up when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. We get to go to one of my favorite states in the union right now, Colorado. Talk to Mike. Hey, Mike, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good.
All right. Be kind of quick. I'm a 62-year-old male. I weigh about 200 pounds. I've had a 9-year undiagnosed abdominal pain, and recently my acupuncture guy said maybe it's interstitial cystitis, or interstitial.
Yeah, interstitial cystitis. Yeah, I don't think so. Do you have frequent bladder? Urination?
Kind of, but not a ton.
Yeah. So, well, I tell you what, Mike, and you've had everybody and their brother look at this, right?
I've been listening to you, and I've had 2 CAT scans, probably 4 MRIs, ultrasounds.
Your hard-earned medical insurance premiums at work. Don't you feel just great about that, right?
No, I paid cash for all of them.
Well, even better. Well, that makes you my new best friend, Mike. Yeah, all right, good job for that anyway. So, all right, there's a saying in diagnostic science. There's a saying that when you hear hoofbeats, you think about horses before you think about wildebeest or Bigfoot, right? Mm-hmm. You think about the most common things that cause things before you start thinking about weird things that cause things. The most common thing that causes chronic, low-grade inflammatory reactions in the intestinal tract, which are beyond the ken of diagnostic science to recognize, is wheat, barley, rye, and oat consumption. So I'm going to bet 25 cents that if you simply stop eating anything that has gluten in it, that this will go away in about 4 weeks. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats. You need to knock that stuff out of your diet. You need to stop eating it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, especially if you're a beer drinker. You got to just become gluten-free for 4 weeks in a row and see what happens to the pain.
I've been doing pretty good with that. I mean, I don't know if I'm totally that. I take Tangerine, the peach stuff, and I've been on and off stuff. But it's just gotten real tough lately, real hard, and I didn't know what it was.
Well, look, right, we got to be prudent about this. We got to be practical about it. The good news is that they weren't able to find anything with that extreme diagnostic stuff that they did, and that's good news. That means there isn't a tumor in there pressing on something, so hallelujah and pass the hat. But see, the thing about this is, I don't know, Mike, if you've ever been around somebody who's like really allergic to cats. Well, I have.
All right. Okay, my son. Yeah.
All right. If you put your cat in a hotel room, or you put your son in a hotel room where a cat was the day before, he's probably going to react to it, or some people who are that sensitive to cats are going to react to it. Even a little bit of cat dander is going to set them off. Tiniest amount imaginable, set them off.
Got it.
With some people, that's how it is with gluten. So you can't nail this one to the wall, yes or no, until you've been 100% gluten-free for at least 4 weeks in a row. So you need to revisit that, and you need to completely remove from your dietary consumption anything that has wheat, barley, rye, or oats in it.
Okay.
Everything, 100%. And no messing around. Do that for 4 weeks. And what I would do here is I would add to my longevity program 1 bottle or 2 of a product called Maqui Plus, M-A-Q-U-I Plus, M-A-Q-U-I Plus. It's a liquid, and it's got an herb in it called aloe vera, which is very soothing to inflamed mucous membranes.
I drink aloe gel by the glassful.
Oh, you do? How long have you been doing that?
Well, when it started inflaming yesterday, it was really hurting me. So I just bought a gallon of it and started chugging it.
And does the inflammation come and go on any type of a cyclical nature?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I guess. I don't know. I felt terrible, like I was going to die yesterday, and then today I don't feel so bad. All
right. Well, another thing that you can do, given the severity of this, right, and there's no way anybody has done this yet, go to directlabs.com. Directlabs.com.
Okay.
And order a lab test from a company called Doctors Data. The company's name is Doctors Data, D-A-T-A.
Okay.
Order 1 comprehensive stool analysis, 1 CSA. It's a comprehensive stool analysis kit. It's going to cost $100, $200, whatever. They'll send you the kit to your house. It'll have instructions for how to collect the sample. They'll have a mailer that you put the sample into, and I think you call DHL or FedEx when you're done, and they come and pick it up, and then you get the results about 7 days later. It's a really good comprehensive metabolic assay of your gut, which can really give us good diagnostic, good indications of what's going on here to kind of give us a heads up when other more old-fashioned, outdated, ridiculous diagnostic procedures have failed you. But in the meantime, man, listen, no kidding, Mike. I want you to become the gluten-free king of Colorado. All right. Okay. Dial that in. Order that test. Call me back with a result. There's also a homeopathic medicine that you can give a try to. It's called Nux Vomica, N-U-X, V like Victor, O, M like Mary, I-C-A. You can get Nux Vomica, homeopathic Nux Vomica, at any health food store in the world.
Okay.
I would take 2 pellets of the Nux Vomica orally 4 times a day when you're up against a bad episode of this, okay?
Okay.
All right. Give that stuff a try and call me back with a report. I will look forward to it. I appreciate your trust. Clinton in Minneapolis is up next. Hey, Clinton, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, how you doing today, Dr. Glidden?
Fantastic, Clinton. What's shaking?
Man, I just want to first thank you and Dr. Wallach. You know, I really have pressed into what you're presenting and the information that you're giving. So I want to thank you guys, because everybody really needs to know that there's a war going on, and this is a war for your soul and your mind out here, because the doctors will kill you. And I'll just put that out there. And the other quick thing is, you know, there's a scriptural saying that my people perish for the lack of knowledge because they refuse and reject knowledge. So we don't want to reject what you and Dr. Wallach is giving us, because this is really, really wisdom on the highest level. So I want to thank you first. The question that I have is first about rheumatoid arthritis, and the second is for vertigo.
Well, it's two arms of the same octopus, right? So rheumatoid arthritis, of course, is a facultative breakdown. The body has run out of the stuff that it needs to maintain healthy bones and joints. It's just run out of bone and joint nutrients. And with a rheumatoid arthritic condition, in addition to that, you know, like somebody needed something in addition to that, there's a little microorganism, we believe, that's living in the joint capsule. It's called a mycoplasma. And when you get this little bug living in the joint on top of an undernutrified joint, well, that's a big bad voodoo daddy. And so from our point of view, the only operative distance or difference between normal arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis is the presence of the bug in the joint of the rheumatoid arthritic patient. So when we're up against rheumatoid arthritis, what do? Well, we support and promote the structure and function of the bones. We do that with the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack and selenium, appropriate for body weight. 1 Healthy Bone and Joint Pack and 2 selenium for 100 pounds of body weight per month. And I prefer the original formula because the original Healthy Bone and Joint Pack has the liquid calcium in it, and I think the liquid calcium works better. And we do Killer Biotic. We add Killer Biotic, 1 Killer Biotic per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Now, you can always give extra calcium. You can always give extra plant minerals, and you can always give liquid or extra glucogel, either liquid glucogel or the capsules. But you want to start with the foundation of the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack original formula and selenium and the Killer Biotic. And the other thing was, in addition to rheumatoid arthritis, was it high blood pressure? What was the second thing?
No, it's
vertigo. Vertigo. Yeah, I did a great webinar on that. It's one of my favorite webinars, one of the favorite webinars I've ever done. It's called Tinnitus, or Ringing in the Ears. And interestingly enough, from our point of view, ringing in the ears, vertigo, Bell's palsy, lazy eye, chronic laryngitis, these are all caused by the same thing. It's osteoporosis of the skull. And if you're an insider on my website and you watch that webinar that I did called Tinnitus, or Ringing in the Ear, your head will explode, because that's what's going on here. Is the skull bone, we believe, has lost its structural integrity. And there's a little nerve that comes out of the brain and it goes to the eardrum. And in order to get to the eardrum, it has to go through a hole in the skull, a little tunnel in the skull. But when the skull isn't healthy, that little tunnel starts to collapse, and it presses on the nerve. And if it's the nerve that goes to the eardrum, you get ringing in the ears. If it's the nerve that goes to the inner ear, you get vertigo. If it's the nerve that goes to the eye, you get a lazy eye. If it's the nerve that goes to the muscles in the face, you get Bell's palsy or tic douloureux, and so forth and so on. So it's osteoporosis of the skull, we believe, which is the same thing really as arthritis. It's just a lack of bone and joint nutrients, you know, on top of decades of eating food that's not good for your bones and joints, right, which everybody does. So You know, it's kind of like the 1-2 punch here, except the punch is coming at us instead of going away from us. We eat the wrong food all the time, so the bones and joints get weak, and then the body doesn't have the stuff it needs to fix them. It's only a matter of time until that's going to break, and that's what's happened here. So give bone and joint support. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Keep your fingers crossed. See what happens.
Let me ask you, just so I'm sure now. You said two bottles of the selenium liquid, Killer Biotic.
1 bottle of Killer Biotic.
Okay, 1 bottle.
Yep.
And then with the bone and joint, we just need the pack for that, right?
Yeah, and I like the original one because it has the liquid calcium in it.
Okay. And so let's see here. Now you also said calcium, the glucogel, and there was one other item that I missed writing it down.
Yeah, you can always give extra liquid calcium. You can always give extra plant minerals. And you can always give extra glucogel to anybody who's suffering with a bone and a joint issue, because we're attempting to support and promote the structure and function of the bones and joints, and it's virtually impossible to overdose on this stuff, right? So more is better, especially in the first couple of months, if it's in the budget. That's not necessary. You do it by body weight, and you're going to feel better, but if you want to speed it up and get more of a dramatic result, I'd up the ante with the liquid calcium or up the ante with the liquid glucogel, and that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Thanks, Clinton. I appreciate you. So what have we learned today? Well, we've learned that your medical professional is only aware of 1/2 of life. Your medical professional is only aware of that which they can measure and objectify, the stuff that they can weigh and see, right? Since your medical professional cannot objectively measure, nor see, nor weigh, nor objectify in any way, shape, or form the soul, therefore to them it does not exist. So to the MD, the soul is irrelevant. It's a fiction. It's the creation of the mind. And consciousness itself is a function of biochemistry, because the MD argues, well, you can alter your consciousness with drugs, so therefore your consciousness is just a function of biochemistry. And this is the skill set that they bring to the table, which is one of life's greatest ironies, because your MD, if they're a religious person, they're a hypocrite. It's like being a Democrat when you're at work, but a communist when you're at home. Or vice versa. You're a communist at work and a Democrat at home. It's crazy. But that's the way that it is. And nobody calls them on it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody sees it. And this is why we go down the slippery slope of suffering into death. Because we have overlooked the obvious point of reference here. Your MD does not know what's best for you. And they have thrown the baby out with the bathwater and overlooked the fundamental foundation principle of health, that the human body is endowed with a God-given intelligence. The human body knows how to fix itself. The human body wants to fix itself. And unless you support and promote the body's ability to fix itself, you're going to hurt the body, and that's what they do most of the time. Let's finish out the show with Celeste from Louisiana. Hey, Celeste, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I got my product yesterday, and I took 3 scoops of the Tangerine 2.0 and 3 scoops of the Beyond Osteo FX. I mixed it in some natural juice that I had juiced, only real apples, oranges, tangerines, kale, and spinach. And I took it down in like maybe 12 minutes.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And let me guess, your heart started beating like a racehorse.
Yes, it has been doing it since yesterday.
Yeah, all right. So
last night it was bad.
Do you have a history of heart palpitations?
I started it when my doctor said I was menopausal. It started then, and he wanted to put me on some kind of chemical, and I told him no, thank you.
Yeah, all right. Now, are you aware of anything in your life that will increase the palpitations?
Other than stress?
Yeah. Okay. So you're not aware of this happening when you eat food, right?
Right. It doesn't happen.
Okay. So, yeah, you took way too concentrated a dose, Celeste. How much do you weigh?
325.
Okay. So, I don't know if you were ever a drinker, but, right, I mean, if you pounded down 3 shots of tequila, one right after the next, you'd be on the floor, man. But if you sip it slowly all night long, no problemo, right? So this is the deal. So what I would recommend moving forward, well, first thing that I would do, so has the heart calmed down, or are you still a little palpitating today?
I'm still a little palpitating. It's better today than it was last night. It was awful last night, but today it's like moderate.
All right, good. So I want you to drink 1 glass of water, 1 8-ounce glass of water every 30 minutes for the next 4 hours.
Okay.
1 8-ounce glass of water every 30 minutes for the next 4 hours. You're going to be peeing like a racehorse, but I don't care. You need to You need to flush your body because you took too concentrated a dose too quickly. All right.
Okay.
Then I want you to, once your heart is beating normally, I want you to wait 1 day. Wait 1 day, and then I want you to go back and I want you to do 1 product at a time, 1 day at a time. And what I'd like you to start with is 1 scoop of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine in 12 ounces of water. I want you to do that 4 times a day, and I want you to take 1 hour to drink it down each time. Okay? 1 level scoop in 12 ounces of water, 4 times a day, and I want you to take 1 hour to drink each glass. Then I want you to do the same thing with the OsteoFX the next day. 1 scoop in 12 ounces of water, 4 times a day. Take an hour to drink each dose down. Call me on Monday with a report, and I'll dial the rest of it in for you. I think it's going to be easy breezy lemon squeezy. You just did way too much, Celeste. You put the cart ahead of the horse a little bit there, but that's okay. We'll bring you back. Appreciate the phone call. So glad that you called. Take my advice, and we'll see what happens.